and I am going live on Pink Hair and Pronouns, which is one of my publications. So we'll see who joins. Highlight reading mostly. And I'm here today because I published a story to Gen Xe, my primary publication, a couple days ago on July 1st. And it's a story I wrote last year for Pink Hair and Pronouns on Medium. And one thing I'm planning to do is that when I share most of my content to Gen Xe first. So when I share it to Pink Hair and Pronouns, I'm going to do it as a reading. So that's what I'm here to do today. I'm here to read you a story of mine. And the story is called I'm Not Proud of My Child for Coming Out. And I intentionally posted this on July 1st, and it's me being a bit tongue-in-cheek because on July 1st, back when corporations still went rainbow for all of June, sort of like July 1st would come around, and then it would just be like, gosh, Pride's done. So the I'm not proud of my child for coming out is kind of a tongue-in-cheek nod to that phenomenon that happens as soon as Pride Month ends. I am, of course, always proud of my children. And it should be noted that I did write this last year, so this was before Trump 2.0 regime, which will undoubtedly color some of the the reading of this. But I think that the sentiment stands, and I am going to read it to you now. And then later today, I will share the live recording to Pink Hair and Pronouns for posterity. Try saying that 10 times fast. Pink Hair and Pronouns for posterity. Pink Hair and Pronouns for posterity. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read. I'll be looking this way because monitor, right? I'm not proud of my child for coming out. Gender is only the beginning of all that they are. When my child Nico came out as gender fluid just over 3 years ago, they asked me to share their new name and pronouns on Facebook to inform everyone we knew. So I did. Because we live in a very liberal, queer-friendly part of the world, we met with no resistance. In fact, we got the opposite: encouragement, support, and praise. Thanks for sharing your authentic self with us, Nico. Nico, you're so brave. I'm so proud of you and Nico. It's that last comment that's really stuck with me back then and still today. Pride Month just passed, and I've been contemplating how the word is woven into the fabric of the LGBTQ plus community with good reason. For decades, centuries really, queer people hid their true selves because being gay or trans was seen as unnatural, wrong, a sin. It was shameful. In some parts of the world, and even here in the US, in our redder states, that's still the case. Then for 50 plus years, the Pride movement has encouraged queer people to live authentically, not as a stigma, but as a badge of honor. Queer people came out of the closet and marched into the streets, refusing to hide anymore because they were proud of who they were. As a self-proclaimed word nerd, I believe in the importance of words to change the world. The LGBTQ plus movement has made astronomical gains since the Stonewall riots in 1969, and they all center on reframing the narrative, on owning their queerness as a source of pride, not shame. It's a thing to be celebrated. But is pride a thing Nico and I have a right to claim? Should people be proud of us, at them for coming out, or me for supporting my child? I'm not sure they should be. When I think about being proud, I think of achievements and bravery. Pride involves overcoming challenges, being brave in the face of adversity, and challenging the status quo. The child who came out as gay in 1985, that was brave. The child deep in a red state who comes out in spite of the consequences they might face from their family, friends, church, and community, that's staggeringly brave. I'm immensely proud of anyone who can live their authentic lives without the support of those around them. My child, they came out to a middle school where a lot of kids and faculty are also gender nonconforming, as well as to a loving and accepting family and friends. I was and forever am grateful for the support Nico received and continues to receive. It's no accident we live where we do in our liberal blue bubble in the Pacific Northwest. But was Nico brave for coming out? Should I feel proud of them? I mean, sure, I'm always proud of my child. But coming out as gender fluid was the very least of the things they've done or will do or be. And you know what I am proud of my child for? I'm proud of how they lead with kindness. They've always been a deeply empathetic person, and their gender journey has only underlined and bolded that part of them. I'm proud of their creative mind. Nico rarely meets an art, craft, or musical instrument she doesn't like. Drawing, piano, ukulele, painting, finger crocheting, pottery, and now especially jewelry making. My little mad crafter leaves detritus in their path and fills our home with beauty and melodies. I'm proud of their social justice streak. Nico has always tried to help others, and as she's aging and gaining a broader understanding of the challenges we face in this mad world, I always see them championing for marginalized groups and wanting to make a difference. It's tied to their sense of empathy and undoubtedly intertwined with their gender journey. I'm proud of their growing resilience. Nico's empathetic nature can be at odds with emotional fortitude and resiliency, but I see evidence of it growing every year. Their problem-solving skills, their emotional regulation, their ability to adapt and learn. I especially saw this with her grandfather when she tried to explain gender fluidity to him, and his dementia kept understanding out of his grasp. As important as it was for Nico to feel he saw them, they really understood that his Alzheimer's was bigger than their need to be seen, and they accepted it with grace. I'm proud of their ability to grow and evolve. Nico first came out as gender fluid and moved through a myriad of identities. These days, they use she/they pronouns and don't focus much on gender. I'm so grateful as a parent that they felt safe in exploring and sharing their gender journey with all of us, and I'm especially glad she feels equally safe in setting it down when it feels authentic to her. I'm proud of how animals are drawn to them. Nico has always been an animal charmer. When they were just a wee thing, I remember them approaching me with a clenched fist. "What's in your hand, Nico?" I asked. "A bee," she replied, delighted. Hiding my alarm, I asked, "Can I see it?" And sure enough, they opened their tiny hand and there sat a bumblebee, unfazed. It never stung her. That's how much creatures love Nico. I'm even proud of their teenage moodiness. Nico has been good-natured for their whole life. I know how hard it can be to be known as the one who's always agreeable, because it's not how life works. So I'm proud to watch them lean into their evolving emotions, and sometimes that means grouchy or annoyed or angry even. I'm proud to see their ever-increasing emotional range expand. I'm proud of how they move through the world. It's hard enough to know oneself, let alone share it with the world. In their own way, usually quietly, sometimes boldly, Nico shows up as their authentic self, wherever they are. For a couple of years, they did this most prominently through their gender identity. But there's so much more to Nico than just their gender identity. They contain multitudes, and they always show up as who they are. I wish I'd had that placid sense of self at their age. My pride in my child, in both of my children, is nearly as endless as my love for them. If they needed to come out, I'm glad they did. I'm thankful as a parent that they felt safe coming out to me. But I don't think anyone should be proud of either of us. We were just doing what we should be doing. Nico sharing how they want to be addressed, and me as their mom supporting them. These seem like standard issue responses to being a person and their parent. I long for a time when such actions aren't seen as brave, but uneventful. I'd be proud if we could all get there. That's the story. And since I wrote it, boy, have we moved miles away from being in a place where it is an uneventful act to come out. And I now regret a bit for not acknowledging or for the presumption of safety that I had in coming out of our safety here in a blue state, of, being sort of casual about it. It was never casual, and I can see that now by how queer folks are being treated all over our country and parts of the world. So it's a long way to fall in just a year, but here we are. Oh, thank you, Morgan X. I see you said nice piece. I just want to take a quick peek at the comments before I sign off. We have a small group here today. I called my kiddo a little pioneer as they announced their identity in a turned red state to school officials and teachers. How did they respond, Morgan? Did they respond okay? I hope they did, for your kids' sake. Our little college town is rock solid navy blue. She is safe here at least. Good. Morgan, that would be difficult. She's very brave. I wouldn't have been able to do that. Of course, having a supportive parent is everything. It's not, I wish it were everything. It is a lot, though. Universally affirmed in her school that people are trans are the bravest people I've ever known. Thanks, BE. And she has two. She is our universe. Oh, that's what every kid should hear, right? Like, you're it, kid, and whatever you're going to throw at me, I can take it. Except maybe don't be a Trump supporter. Don't kill college students in Idaho. There are things that would be hard, but being trans, being non-binary, like being gay, like, okay, thank you for telling me who you are. Simple as that, really, at the core of it. Okay, I have to head to the office now. Thanks for being here with me. I'll share this video on PQ and pronouns in just a little while when I get back. So have a great day, everybody. Bye.